Masks of the Masquerade by xxImpressions. Chapter 6. It was an odd thing, officially getting ready for a ball. Since you were required to do so in secret the last time you attended one, you were not aware that so much of the household staff was involved in the preparations. From the housekeeper who had your attire cleaned, the butler who had received your invitation for the night, the lady's maid that woke you for the day, and the housemaid who had drawn you a bath, you were beginning to understand that much went into a day like this. After Sophie helped to dress you for the evening ahead, and then handed you your gloves to don for the night, you were left on your own within the walls of your bedroom. You looked at the reflection staring back at you in the mirror as a bundle of nerves started to overtake you. A picture of elegance laid ahead, and there was no denying this. But that still did not prevent you from fearing the future that had yet to occur. You watched yourself take in a calming breath and tried to alleviate your inner anxiety with the reminder that nothing would go wrong. Before you could fall into the soothing cycle of repeating that phrase to yourself over and over again, your mother entered the room with a small, square box in her grasp. As she neared you, she looked down and opened its lid in order to reveal the contents inside. Trying your best not to gawk, you reverently reached your hand out to lightly touch the exquisite, diamond necklace nestled within as your mother began to say,
"Your father gave this to me on the first anniversary we ever shared. He told me it had been in his family for generations."
Looking up to you with pride shining in her eyes, she continued,
"And so it would mean a great deal if you were to wear it tonight. That way, no one will be able to doubt how brilliant my daughter is."
Incredibly touched by her words, you gave a small nod accompanied by a watery smile as you received such an honor. Turning to face the mirror once again so that she may lay the necklace across your collarbone, you then saw the maternal look of approval on your mama's face as she also took in your reflection.
"As long as you are yourself, you will be perfect."
And with that final piece of advice, you both made your way to the carriage. On your way to the party, it hit you how much your life had changed in a single week. After receiving that letter from your uncle, your mother had finally decided the time for rules had passed with your father. Therefore, she came to the conclusion that the best way to prove your entitled relative wrong was to have you formally introduced to society. For if you were seen at a gathering every now and again, how could he claim you were a recluse? Consequently, the orders to stay indoors went away. Instead, your mother began encouraging you to step outside your usual confines in order to seek the attention of those known to the public, something you still were not used to. As you entered the lively soiree, you were secretly glad your real first ball had at least prepared you for the grandeur of this one. You were about to make your way to the refreshment table with your mama in tow when you were both intercepted by an annoyingly familiar face.
"Ah, your ladyship. And the Countess, how lovely to see you both here,"
said your handsome neighbor as he greeted you with poorly concealed delight.
"This is the perfect opportunity to introduce you to my mother, Violet Bridgerton, who has been dying to meet the two of you for some time now."
Turning to the older woman standing at his side, you each gave a respectful bow to the Dowager Viscountess, and she gave one in return before opening her mouth to say,
"I was just telling Anthony how much I love what you have done with those flowers in front of your home. It makes our neighborhood much livelier in comparison."
Your response was one of gratitude as you said,
"Thank you, but I must admit I cannot take the credit. The garden out front was all of Mama's handiwork, not mine."
Nodding with understanding, Lady Bridgerton then looked to your mother as she replied,
"Truly? Then I must ask the Countess if she will oblige me a moment of her time so that I may learn her secrets. Perhaps the children could share a dance while we talk."
Feeling immediate panic at hearing her suggestion, you were forced to tamper it down after your mama gave you an entreating look and said,
"Of course, Lady Bridgerton. I am certain my daughter will be safe in the hands of your son."
meaning that in more ways than you currently understood, You watched as they walked off together, leaving you to take the already offered arm of the Viscount. While he guided you to the dance floor, you could not help but to let him know as a mere fact.
I still do not like you.
Smiling as if he was prepared for your barb, your partner for the upcoming waltz curiously responded with,
And why is that? Have I caused such great offense with my ill-timed words during our last meeting?
Without thinking of the impact of your response, you were unintentionally honest as you finally neared the open space.
No, I think you are a man who is very careful about the words you use. That is how I know you meant what you said about my mother. That is also how I know that though you were a young boy when you inherited your station, you are now a grown man who does not know how to apologize when you are in the wrong.
After taking your place apart from one another, you saw the now troubled expression on your partner's face. As the music began to play, you started to feel some unease about your apparent bluntness and decided to say,
I am sorry, I meant no offense.
If anyone is to apologize, it should be me.
He interjected while making eye contact with you.
Especially when you are right.
And it did not escape your attention that his close proximity had set your already frazzled nerves alight as you moved together to the sound of the orchestra dreamily playing in the background. End of chapter 6.